What's up, guys? This is Jared. On this episode of After the Whistle, we're going to be talking about the recap of this past weekend's NFL playoffs and previewing the NFC and AFC championship weekend coming up. Then we're also going to be talking about stuff that has taken place in the NBA starting off, some scores for the day, and then finally wrapping it up with the hot take of the week and the non-sports related hot take of the week. So starting off, let's go ahead and touch on this past weekend's NFL playoff games and the NFC divisional playoffs. We had the LA Rams versus the Green Bay Packers, and also the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New Orleans Saints. So we'll go ahead and touch on the NFC, starting with the Rams and the Packers game. What were your thoughts on this game, Jalen?
Packers game. I actually didn't watch the full game. I had to watch the highlights because I was busy when this game was on. But from what I seen, I mean, like I said, I only saw the highlights from what I saw, it just seemed like the Packers was dominating the whole game. I mean, the score not that big of a lopsided, but the way I saw it, it looked like the Packers didn't really struggle this game.
No, it definitely was close as far as score, but the Packers definitely had the upper hand throughout the game. The numbers didn't tell the whole story. If you were watching, you would have seen that the Packers had like full control the whole game, basically. I personally so I'm really split because on one hand, like I actually really do like Aaron Rodgers, and I wanted to see them go the farthest from the NFC. Like I want the Packers in the Super Bowl. But on the other hand, I also kind of was rooting for the Rams in this specific game just because I kind of like the Rams and I was kind of wanting to root for the underdog. But no, it was a good game, but definitely Aaron Rodgers did Aaron Rodgers type stuff. He was just under 300 yards. He had 296. He only had 13 incompletions and he had 2 touchdowns. So I mean, it definitely was a pretty decent performance for an old dude like him.
Crazy thing is, our first podcast that we did that was on YouTube, we did the predictions for who we got winning the Super Bowl, and I predicted the Packers was gonna win it, and our prediction still intact.
Still stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's kind of curveball off of this real quick and actually just kind of touch on that because obviously, anybody that is listening, we did have a podcast going a little bit before the end of the year, but we were kind of getting towards finals time with school and stuff, which was kind of a little bit crazy, and we also were doing a little bit more advanced stuff with the podcast on YouTube, trying to put to video, so there was a little bit more editing. It just kind of was a little bit too much for the time, so we took a break, but we're trying to come at it now, keep this going daily for the most part, and just keeping it real simple and easy. But like you said, you predicted the Packers. I think I had the Bills in that discussion. So right now, we've got that both those teams are currently on schedule and obviously in different different conferences. So it's very possible that we see the Bills and the Packers. And that's personally what I think it is going to be. I do think that it's going to be the Bills and the Packers. Moving on to the other NFC playoff game last night, obviously because we're recording this last night when you're hearing this, between the Buccaneers and the Saints. Well, basically is what everybody expects to be Drew Brees' final game of his NFL career. It's not technically official, but it's official.
I think that he should do one more year. He can't go out like that.
That's literally how I felt. Like I went straight to Instagram and I was just like, dang, dude, this is such a sucky way to see Brees go out. Cause I love Drew Brees. He's been a phenomenal quarterback. Like he's honestly probably been one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. At the end of the day, I think he does need to retire. I'm gonna be straight up. He's just not there anymore. He's really not.
Crazy thing is, when I was watching the game, at the end of the game, they said something like the Saints lost 3 of their last home playoff games, and I was just like, dang, Drew Brees just can't get over that hump lately. Like,
What's really unfortunate about that though is like the Saints have gotten cheated like the last couple years between like the Vikings miracle. I think it was last year. Last year they got cheated on the no 2 years ago. 2 years ago they got cheated with the Rams and stuff like that. And obviously the Rams went on and that was the most boring Super Bowl game ever. And I honestly feel like if that didn't happen, the Rams probably would have gone on to the Super Bowl, played better. Maybe not the Rams. The Saints would have played better than the Rams, and the Saints probably would have actually won the Super Bowl that year. I get that that's not what happened, so it's kind of like, would that really have happened? But I truly feel like if that crazy crap didn't happen, the Saints, that was their year. I really think the Saints were the best team that year. But like I said, it was really, really sucky to see Drew Brees go out like that. But at the end of the day, it's time for him to hang up the cleats. He's just not who he used to be, which is expected. I mean, he's old, but I mean, the dude can't throw more than 15 yards. He just doesn't have the physical ability anymore.
yeah, I noticed that during the game they said something like, I don't think Drew Brees threw one completion over like 16 yards, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no, it was like all under 15 yards. I mean, the dude knows the game. I really don't even technically think it was like his fault that they lost the game. Like he played an all right game in reality for like that. I mean, not everybody can be like John Elway and just have like some phenomenal game to finish their career. Heck, I honestly think that Drew Brees played better than Peyton Manning did in his final game in the Super Bowl. And obviously, the Broncos won that game, but I don't think that was really Peyton that won that game. That was 100% Von Miller and the defense against the Panthers. I think that straight up Drew Brees played better than Peyton Manning did last night than what Peyton played in his Super Bowl game. But it's like I said, he's just not there, and I think that he's holding back the Saints at this point. Like, it's unfortunate to see, especially with how much as much as Drew Brees has meant to the city of New Orleans. Like, the bond between Drew Brees and the city of New Orleans has been crazy, especially after the events of Hurricane Katrina. He has been like New Orleans' centerpiece. You know, he's been the big thing to the city of New Orleans since Katrina. He helped out in big ways. So it's obviously a really big deal seeing that happen, and him hanging up the cleats. But it's Jameis Winston's time to take over. It sounds so weird, but it does. It sounds so weird to say that. He threw a touchdown. Obviously, it was a trick play, but on the one play that he did do last night, he did throw a touchdown. So, like I said, it was a trick play. But
I mean, I was happy for him because I was just like, he got his little revenge on the Bucks with that one play. But I mean, they lost, but he still got to show them that he's that. I'm not gonna say he's that guy. I was about to say he's that guy, but you get what I'm saying. He got to, I guess, prove to his old team that he decent.
No, yeah, 100%. Once again, Tom Brady's done it, dude. Like, you can hate Tom Brady as much as you want. The dude's good.
Crazy thing though, that game though, I don't think he really played all that good that game. I just think that
No. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Tom Brady wasn't. I don't think he wasn't the like main key. But I mean, at the end of the day, Tom Brady.
because it looked like when I was watching that game, it was like it seemed like the Saints had like control of the whole game, but it was like little errors they was doing that was messing them up. Like the pick Drew Brees threw in the second quarter when they could have left the half up by I think 3 points, something like that. Then he threw another pick in the third. Somebody had a fumble. All this like stuff happening to the offense was helping the Bucks stay in the game. And I don't really think Tom Brady really did all that. I think it was the defense that capitalized on those turnovers.
No. I definitely would award the Buccaneers defense as far as the key to winning the game, but Tom Brady still did his thing. I mean, he still threw like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions. I mean, he definitely didn't have a bad game, but no, I definitely agree that the difference was Drew Brees' performance as far as throwing interceptions and the Buccaneers defense. So yeah, with that said, like I said, it's sad to see Drew Brees hanging up the cleats, but
Yeah.
hell of a career. Major respect.
Did you know Brady's older than Drew Brees?
I did.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I thought they was like the same age, but I found out that Brady like a year and a half, oh, no, 6 months older than him. I think they said.
Yeah, I always forget how like small Drew Brees is too.
Yeah,
Like the dude's only like 6'1". You look like a little midget to like Tom Brady. Well, not like a little midget, but you know what I mean. Like I was like so thrown off by how much taller like Tom Brady was compared to Drew Brees. Every single time I see them like in the center of the field like shaking hands, I'm just like, well, he's like so short.
I didn't know Tom Brady was that tall. Like yesterday when I saw them shake hands, I looked up Tom Brady height. He like 6'4", and I was like, dang, I didn't know he was that tall.
But no, that's average.
Oh, that's average.
That's average, dude. Like honestly, like Drew Brees is short.
Yeah,
Like most quarterbacks are like 6'5", as far as my understanding. I mean, Cam's 6'5", or
Yeah.
6 something.
Cam is tall.
Cam's tall. Cam's a big boy.
Only short quarterback that comes to mind is Russell Wilson.
I bet you Russell Wilson's like 6'2". I bet you he's taller than Drew Brees, dude.
No, I don't think he is. Yeah, Russell Wilson 5'11". Yeah, I knew Russell Wilson was a short guy.
How tall is Lamar?
Lamar, give me 1 second. Lamar Jackson. He is 6'2".
There's a little bit of variation. Some taller quarterbacks, some smaller quarterbacks. But obviously,
Dang, whoa. Josh Allen is 6'5".
yeah.
I didn't know he was that
He's
tall.
tall too. He reminds me of Cam Newton.
Sheesh, I didn't know he was that tall.
But adios, Drew Brees. Hell of a career, dude. Major respect. All right, time to move on to the more intriguing games of the weekend. The AFC games definitely were the better games. Starting off with Saturday's game between the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. That was a very good game. It started off slow. I was over at my girlfriend's house. She's a major Bills fan, so I've kind of adapted to it. Her family's from Buffalo, so it definitely was a little bit of a fun game. But it was a little bit slow. I was so blown away. I think it was 3-3 at halftime, I believe, wasn't it?
It was.
Something like that. Yeah, so I was definitely not expecting that, with both teams definitely being like so offensive throughout the year.
Yeah, the game, like you said, first half was slow. I think I caught like the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, saw how slow it was. Played me a game of Call of Duty with my cousin, and then came back to the game at halftime just to catch the second half. But yeah, that first half was kind of slow.
Yeah, it was slow, but it was really good defense. Like it wasn't even that it was bad plays. It just both teams like stepped it up on defense. Well, actually, I take that back. There was the Ravens were missing field goals, man.
True.
Like I was so blown away. Justin Tucker to me is like the best kicker in the league, and
Missed two of those things.
which tied his career total in the postseason. He had only had 2 missed field goals in the postseason throughout his whole career, so I was kind of blown away to see that. I feel like that was a little bit of a difference maker, but it was windy, dude. It was like there was like 9-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, because the Bills kicker, he missed two.
He missed
Two,
one or
right?
two also. Yeah. No, yeah, he missed 2 also. The weird thing about the Bills kicker is he's actually good from distance, but he struggles at close range. That's what's so weird. Yeah, no, it was definitely a good game. The Bills stepped it up in the second half, mainly in the third quarter. Nothing really happened in the fourth quarter, just because kind of back to the whole defense thing. But the Bills put up 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and that's basically what the difference was, as it ended 17-3.
I just feel bad for Lamar Jackson. He just had a rough game.
Yeah, no, the Bills stepped up on the run on the ground. Their ground game was tough looking, which I think is going to be big. We're trying to contain Mahomes. I'm assuming that Mahomes is going to be healthy. Obviously, Mahomes, we'll get to that in a second, but Mahomes got injured against the Browns in the Browns game and was out for the remainder of the game, the second half with concussion protocol. Like I said, we'll touch that on in a second, but if Mahomes is back, I think that will be a big thing. Obviously, they got to make sure that they fix the step up on the pass defense, but I feel like the Bills' pass defense is better than their run defense, and they stepped up against a very dominant on the ground team in the Ravens. So I feel like if they can do that again, they've got a good chance of beating the Chiefs. So yeah, moving on to that game, it was looking like the Chiefs were going to pull away pretty good ease after a very, very controversial call at the end of the first half. Were you watching the game?
I did.
Yeah, so that was kind of controversial. I was kind of a little bit upset about that, but it is what it is. I really think that was kind of a turning point because obviously the Browns would have definitely had some momentum there. And in reality, I mean, I get that the whole butterfly effect, everything that happens kind of changes things. So I don't think that the stuff that happened in the second half would have been the exact same had the Browns actually scored that touchdown. But that fumble recovery for a touchback ended up being, quote unquote, the difference of the game, as they only lost by 6 points. So.
Yeah.
It wasn't even 6 points. It was like 5 points. But yeah, it's like I said, Mahomes went down in the second half. The Browns started getting some momentum, and it was looking like they had a really good chance of actually coming back and winning. And then freaking Tyler Henney came in and, ran 14 yards. All they had to do was just hold him 14 yards, and they let him run it. What is he, like 43-year-old dude, run 14 yards, and they lost the game off of it. But I got to talk about I get it because it was 4th and inches, but the balls on Andy Reid, dude, for actually going after that, I really didn't think he was going to go for it. So Andy Reid's got some big balls. The big ball award goes to Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, that's my guy though. Being an Eagles fan since he was our coach for so long, I always wanted to win a Super Bowl under Andy Reid. But yeah, that's why Andy Reid's my guy.
No, Andy Reid's probably honestly like one of my favorite coaches. He's such a cool dude. Who doesn't like a coach with some balls and that looks like a walrus? He kind of reminds me of like the dude from the Mythbusters, but like as an NFL coach. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Browns though. The Browns got potential. They really do. I think a lot of people were really, really proud, and they got the respect that they wanted. I saw a lot of players and fans of different teams saluting the Browns. It was a tough way to go out, but they definitely played their hearts out this year, and it was a very, very good season. And I think as long as they play it smart, the Browns have a very bright future over the next couple of years. See, I'm hoping that Mahomes is okay. I really do like the Chiefs. I do. But I can't stand Tyreek Hill.
You don't like Tyreek Hill?
I just can't, dude. The dude is a Class A asshole. And he just, I don't know, dude. He seems like he has like -3% humbleness.
Tyreek Hill, that's my guy.
He's a hell of a player, but I don't know, dude. He just seems like he's like, it's like I said, it just seems like the dude's like so unhumble, and it's just like so, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just how I took in that game, because I never really thought about it until I watched that game. But there's just so much stuff that made me, it's just like, this dude just is an a-hole. You seen him push the coach?
Yeah. Have you heard of this YouTuber named Destroying?
No.
He does like football videos. Like he basically do like 7-on-7s and do a bunch of route running, all like a bunch of just football videos. I think he like went to college for football or something, but he's not a pro or whatever. But nah, it was one video he did with Tyreek Hill. And when I seen that video, I was just like, Tyreek Hill just seemed like a chill guy. In the video, he was playing around. He was out there running routes with, it was like a bunch of people from the neighborhood. He was out there running routes with them. That's why I kind of like Tyreek Hill just from that one video, because he just seemed like a cool dude. But I get what you be saying. Sometimes in game,
he seems so stay. He's got a very, like, his persona in games is just a little bit stuck up. Now, I don't know. He might be a really nice guy off the field, and maybe he's just like that on the field. But I think what really was the turning point was like his just attitude and then pushing the coach. I was like, really, dude? Like, yeah. But I don't know. But that's just me. But yeah. So yeah, that's the recap on this past weekend. So obviously our conference championship games, we're gonna have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. It's definitely gonna be a super game. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills on this one, but I think it's gonna be very respectably so. It's hard to choose anybody but the Chiefs, but I think if anybody is capable of beating the Chiefs, I definitely do think it's the Bills. And I think if the Bills can do what they've been doing, I do think that they can beat the Chiefs. Because in reality, I get the Mahomes went down, but I think that barring some issues that went and took place in the Browns game, I think that the Browns kind of like exposed some weaknesses in the Chiefs and kind of showed that the Chiefs are vulnerable. And the first game of the season, or not the first game, but the first meetup with the Bills and the Chiefs this year was a really good game. The Chiefs obviously won, but it was a close one. And I think the Bills I think have stepped up a lot more since that game, just going off of how they've looked in so far for their playoff games compared to the Chiefs. I think that as long as the Bills show up and they do what they've been doing, but it's definitely going to be a good game. I don't see it being a blowout from either side. I think it's going to be one of those games that's close from start to finish. It's definitely going to be a little boxing match of a fight. And then the Packers versus the Bucks. Aaron Rodgers basically versus Aaron Rodgers. I should say Aaron Rodgers versus Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. I think I said Aaron Rodgers versus Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers matchup. I don't even know how many times they've faced off, but a lot of matchups. Do you know where like Aaron Rodgers stands as far as like plans of retirement?
I don't know. I looked this up the other day too. I think he like 37. So I mean,
he's not planning on like leaving like after the season though.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let me make sure because I saw that he was 37 because I was trying to compare the ages of like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and all them, and I noticed that he was like 6 years younger than 6 years younger than. Yeah, he's 37. So
he's got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I gotta go with the Packers simply because see, I'm not a Tom Brady hater. Caitlin gets on me about this because she thinks I like suck Tom Brady's junk, but in reality, like I think he's a good player. Like I do. Like the dude has come a long way. Like I get that he's had decent teams, but I mean this dude almost like didn't get drafted, and you know now he's quote unquote the GOAT. And I told Caitlin, I was like, I feel like there's even a more level of respect. Like, I get that he's got a decent team with the Buccaneers, but, like, I don't think that he's, like, on the Chiefs, and he's not on, like, the Bills, you know? So it's like, I feel like if he takes the Buccaneers to a Super Bowl and actually wins it, I feel like that just really definitely, like, solidifies the fact that he's the GOAT. I don't think I see that happening, but I feel like if that happens, I feel like there's really, like, no argument.
That's how I feel. It's like I think Tom Brady's the GOAT. I think the Packers are going to win the game, but who I want to win the game, to be honest, I want the Bucks to win it just because I want to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl with the Bucks, just so everybody who feels like he's not the GOAT, they can realize that he's the GOAT because I think he's the GOAT.
I feel like it would definitely make it intriguing, especially if the Bills make it and it was the Buccaneers versus the Bills, because obviously the Bills and like Tom Brady like is a very heated matchup. So I feel like that'd be kind of intriguing. But honestly, I'm half and half. On one hand, I want to see Aaron Rodgers get to a Super Bowl. I feel like my decision of who I want to win will be based on what happens with the Bills versus Chiefs game. If the Bills win, I think I want to see them go against the Buccaneers. But if they lose, I want to see Aaron Rodgers. Actually, no. I take that back. Because on the other hand, I feel like Mahomes is like the next like GOAT. I really do. I feel like he's the next like Brady. And I've been saying that for like 2 or 3 years now, where I was like, Mahomes reminds me of Tom Brady as far as like a quarterback, like a passer, but he also is like mobile. He just reminds me of like a Tom Brady 2.0, like on steroids. So on one hand, I want to see kind of like Mahomes versus Brady for that, but I also want to see Aaron Rodgers. So it's like, I don't know, who knows?
Question that just popped in my head. All right, what do you have Aaron Rodgers ranked in quarterbacks after the 2000s? So none of those like old heads, basically Peyton Manning and people like him. What do you have Aaron Rodgers ranked at?
Honestly, I've got I've got Rodgers over Peyton Manning. I do.
Whoa.
I do.
Whoa.
I do.
Whoa. I was not expecting that.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers. I do.
Whoa, that's a bold statement. I mean, I got Tom Brady, then Peyton Manning, then Drew Brees, and then probably Aaron Rodgers. But if Aaron Rodgers win the Super Bowl, I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is better than Drew Brees.
See, I would say that. See, I'm not even gonna lie. It's been a long time, and I'm gonna keep it straight up with you. I really was not into football during majority of Peyton Manning's career. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that also dictates it. I feel like when I started watching football, I really started liking Aaron Rodgers a lot. So there is a little bit of bias in that. I feel like it'd be very, very neck and neck with. Obviously, I think I do have Tom Brady as the GOAT right now, and I would put Aaron Rodgers over Drew Brees. So it's really a 2 or 3 spot for Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning. That's what I'll say to that. But I definitely think that you've got some cats in the league that are going to make a bigger impact than even those guys, you know? Because when I think about it, I feel like you've got these dudes that literally are like those guys as far as passers, and then you've added in the mobile aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, if Mahomes win again, I got him over Aaron Rodgers.
See, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Mahomes is better. Honestly, like stuff's not happened, so I can't put Mahomes in that top spot. But I've said for like last 2 years, I felt like Mahomes' career would be better than Tom Brady's. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I was just saying from the start, because like I said, there's so much more to his career, so it's like I don't know if that's gonna happen. But just based on the talent and the abilities that he has, it's like I said, I felt like he was like Tom Brady, but with a whole nother aspect of being able to be mobile.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, we'll see if that actually happens. But I feel like if he can get the rings, which the Chiefs have a super solid team, I think that the Chiefs are like the next Patriots dynasty. That's a very possible thing. There's just there's so many good quarterbacks between Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I'm like getting names all mixed up today. Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen's proved that he deserves to be in that talk this year, at least. I mean, right there's 4 solid quarterbacks that I feel like have that old style, like, ability to be like the next Peyton, the next Tom Brady, the next Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. But then they have a whole nother aspect to their game now. It's just kind of like, ooh, this is kind of like, it's fun to watch. It really is. And especially me being a college junkie, like I like watching college football, and I like the whole quarterback option type, aspect and stuff. I love a mobile quarterback. I mean, you know me, like when it comes to Madden and stuff like that, I'll get a mobile quarterback before I get a pocket pass, because I just like being able to have that aspect of being able to run. And it's crazy because really, in reality, these dudes aren't even bad passers. Like, they have that mobile aspect, but they're just as good at passing as these, like, big dogs that are pocket passers. It's like I said, I think I'm taking the Bills, and I think I'm taking... I don't know if this is the team I'm a root for right now, but I think I've got the Buccaneers.
Bills and
I think the Buccaneers will win.
I got the Chiefs and
Buccaneers.
Yes. No. I got the Chiefs and Green Bay. I want to see the Buccaneers go, but I think it'd be Green Bay and the Chiefs.
Yeah, both games are gonna be. It could really be a toss up. It could go all different ways. I literally could see every single combination happening.
Yeah, I know.
This is probably one of the best conference weekend matchups for solid teams. And honestly, I truly feel like these are probably the 4 best teams in the league. Sometimes you get those mixtures of people that slip in and stuff like that, play a good job, but I really do feel like these are the 4 most powerful teams as far as on paper and what they've done. Now that we've gotten past that, obviously the NBA started back up a little bit ago. We're not too deep into the season, but obviously we just started the podcast back up, so we'll touch on that a little bit. Obviously, when we did this last year, towards the end of the year, it was during the time of the playoffs. We had the whole bubble situation. no more bubble. They're back into their respected arenas. Obviously, there's not fans. I don't think anybody's allowing fans right now. They're playing in their arenas, but unlike football, I don't think that any team is allowing fans, to my understanding.
Question: This season, um, as far as like the corona and all the protocols they doing and all that, how do you feel about like who's ever crowned champion at the end of the season?
This this one's a little bit different than I feel like last year. I definitely have an asterisk on the bubble situation and all the people that won championships at the end of last year. Not even just with NBA. I mean, I get like I feel like those people like were deserving champions, but I still have an asterisk next to their name. That's the Lakers, and everybody else that who else won. I think the Dodgers they won the World Series.
I don't know
I don't
nothing
know.
about baseball.
I
I have no
I
idea.
honestly with Corona, dude, like sports have just been all over the. It's just been very very different. Um, but I think that's how it was with everything. But I don't know.
Personally, I feel like it's this season. I don't know.
You don't have the home court quote unquote advantages of the fans like what you usually do. But I feel like stuff is more back to normal than what it was
You think so?
compared to the bubble.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think the. I mean, that's still an asterisk next to the bubble, but I think the bubble was better than what they doing now. Because I mean, they got cases where like players come in contact with somebody with corona. Now they got to sit out 7 days.
Like that and postponements. Okay, I catch what you're saying. I swear. Okay, I thought you were just specifically referring to like. Okay, I catch your drift now.
Yeah, because I saw something. I think Katie. No, did Katie have to sit out? Something with. No, was it Jason Tatum? I think it was Jason Tatum came in contact with somebody, and then um somebody came in contact with Jason Tatum, and then somebody came in contact with that person who came in contact with Jason Tatum. So now that's three different teams, and I think they had to postpone 3 games because of that. And later on in the season, I mean, like they said, some people who come into contact with it, they got to sit out for 7 days. So imagine like LeBron catching corona. I mean, I feel like LeBron catching they ending the season just because who LeBron is. But
Yeah,
just imagine somebody big like that, like Trey Young or Luca, they catch it. And they don't cancel the games, but Luca has to sit out for 7 days. That's like 7 days in the middle of the season. Probably 3-4 games he missing. The Mavs could be on a run. Now he sits out. Mavs lost that heat that they was going on because of him having to sit out for protocols. That's why I'm just like, in my opinion, they should just go back to the bubble because I feel like it was more safe because I don't think nobody in the bubble last year got it. They was real good with that, except for I think Lou Will. Well, he didn't get it, but he broke the rules. But
he broke the
besides,
rules. He went outside.
yeah, besides that, they did real good with the bubble. But now I'm seeing like,
No, yeah, I feel you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like seeing them outside the bubble. Like, I like seeing the arenas again and just feeling like stuff is kind of like getting back to normal because I feel like as far as a civilian, like being able to see that makes me feel like stuff is getting better.
yeah,
But no, I agree. I agree with that. I wasn't catching your drift at first, but I'm catching your drift now. So I guess rebuttal statement to that. Do you think that the season will get canceled?
to be honest, I do. I think it's gonna be a point where too many players either get it or big name players get it, and they just like, all right, how about we just pause the season? I mean, if it gets too deep in the season, then I can see them pausing it. But if it's like, say, like next month, it gets worse, I can see them actually canceling the season.
I guess it's really just going to come down to what are they doing as far as precautions. Because I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I feel like there really hasn't been like too much stuff that happened with the NFL,
Yeah,
and there was no bubble for the NFL. I mean, they were traveling like
yeah,
normal, and you got all these dudes that are like literally breathing on each other. I mean, it's more contact than NBA. So, and I mean, to my understanding, I feel like it's been more controlled. Like there really hasn't been any like big issues. And you've got like mass stuff. I mean, compared to the NBA, where you've got like these 12 dudes. I mean, you got like a 15-man roster, quote unquote, but you got like these 12-man teams compared to what NFL is like 52. So it's like if one person gets it and it spreads to everybody on the team, then it's like
Yeah.
so much more widespread than what it would be in the NBA, I feel like. But they kept it under control.
Yeah.
Do you know, I haven't been paying too much attention to it, but has there been any like major, I've seen like there's been postponements and cancellations. Like obviously the Cavs game got postponed.
Did you see, I think it was last week. I forgot who the 76ers played, but they only played with 7 people because the rest of the team was just either had it or injury. So they had to play a game with 7 people, and everybody was like upset saying that all these other games getting postponed, but they made the 76ers play with like a 7-man roster. And I was just like,
Dang.
crazy.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like I haven't looked too much into it, so I don't know if those postponements are like coming on like just precautions or if that's actually because there's like been like outbreaks.
No, it's more of like
Precautionary.
I mean, I haven't seen nothing with like an actual NBA player getting it, but I've seen stuff where like they came in contact with somebody who has it. So for precautions,
No, I mean I agree with that. I mean, because that's got to come first.
But the weird thing is, I saw they're not letting players like dap each other up like before the game, but these same players are playing against each other,
on each other, and
yeah. I'm just like, because I saw a video the other day. I think it was Boogie and Rudy Gay. They had to like during pre-games they dapped each other like with their feet, like they reached out with their feet just to.
I can't think of what it was, but there was something like I don't even remember if it was NFL or NBA or something, but there was something that I was like, they can't do this, but then I think it was like during the college playoffs that there was something that happened. Oh, I know what it was. It was the fact that for the college playoffs they only have, because usually you got like 3 or 4 captains that go up from both sides for the coin toss, and they were only allowing one person. I was like, all these dudes are about to like come in contact with each other. Like, what does it matter? Like, how many captains go up there like right now for the coin toss?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just some weird stuff that I'm like I agree that I get like that they're trying, but I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. Like these precautions are just like whack. But I'm glad to see that they're trying to make stuff go back to normal. I catch your drift on what you're saying, but it is nice to see that stuff is trying to go back to normal.
All right, so moving on from the coronavirus and the NBA, how do you feel about the season so far? These new teams we see, the Lakers.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that. So yeah, there's been some decent changes. Obviously, we'll get to the big one that involved multiple teams. I think it was the Nets, the Rockets, the Cavs, and the Pacers. So it's the 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to remember who all was involved in that. Obviously, the big move was James Harden going to the Brooklyn Nets. Oladipo went to the Rockets.
Yeah, Oladipo went to
the Rockets. Chris LeVert and I think somebody else went to the Pacers. And then Taurean Prince and Jarrett Allen went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but those were the big moves.
Did you hear about Karis LeVert?
I heard something, but to be honest, I don't know what you're referring to.
He got like some like something's wrong with his insides, like health wise.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't even know it until that trade because he had to go through a physical for the trade, and they found out, and he got to sit out indefinitely. They said it's like real serious. I forgot the exact thing that it was, but they said that if it wasn't for that trade, he probably would have been playing without knowing that, and something worse could have even happened.
That's good. I mean, it's not good that he's got it, but
yeah, it's good that they found out.
Small mass on his left kidney.
Yeah, there you go.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, prayers to Chris LeVert.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead and talk a little bit about your thoughts on James Harden to the Nets.
James Harden to the Nets. I mean, from day one, I've been saying that that would be a good trade. I mean, I know a lot of people out there who are saying like, oh, um, James Harden to the Nets, KD, James Harden, and Kyrie, all three of them. Um, it's not enough. I know they kept saying it's only one ball. They kept making that joke saying that like they all three ISO players and they never gonna get along. But
Right. The chemistry wouldn't be there.
me, I was just like, I don't care. I think that team is gonna work. I mean, I think they only played like
Right.
3 games so far. Oh yeah, 2, but it was only James Harden and KD, and they
Right.
won
I mean,
all
that
of
first
them.
game, KD put up 40. James Harden had a triple double. Kyrie didn't even play. I feel like
Yeah,
Kyrie would have added like another like 20 or 30 points.
yeah, he had a 30-point triple double in his debut game, and then like you said, KD
Right.
had a quiet 40. I was watching that game. I was just like, at the end of the game, I was like,
Just
dang,
chill.
I didn't know he put up 40.
What do you? I get the so I get that you probably aren't too focused on the Cleveland Cavaliers. But being a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, I do want to talk about this a little bit because I feel like we're not like competing for a championship, but I feel like the Cleveland Cavaliers are actually doing. It was a good trade. I feel like we actually did a good job in the trade, getting Jared Allen, Tarion Prince. I feel like we are becoming like at least a competitive team. It's like I said, I don't see us being like a championship contender, but I see us making the playoffs and actually like, which I like. Like that's what I want to see. Is I want to see us be like kind of like that.
You heard that nickname they gave to Darius Garland and Colin Sexton? Sexton.
No,
They
I'm
call
worried.
him
What?
they call him Sexland.
Sexland.
Yeah, like Sex Land.
Yeah.
The beginning of the season, them first 3 games, they was going off, both of them.
No, we were. They were looking. The whole team was looking at it, and I. This is where I stand. I obviously we're not doing anything like huge, but we're young and we got some decent people. I mean, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Caro, got Jared Allen now.
Did you hear about the news with Kevin Porter Jr. today?
What?
Apparently he was gone from the team for something. I don't know what he was away from the team for, but he been gone like before that Harden trade with Torian Prince and all them.
All right.
Anyways, though, he came back today. They gave Torian Prince his locker, and apparently he didn't like that, so he like had like a big old problem with it, and whatever. And the team was talking about trading him like today. They was like they looking for trade offers, and I was just like,
Okay.
that's kind of crazy that over a locker dispute they gonna just trade him away like that.
Hey man, gotta get rid of
Yeah,
those loose ends.
I was just like, that's crazy because I mean he only like 21, 22. He's young, and I think he's
Yeah,
pretty.
I hope that's not the case because I'm trying to. I want these because I feel like this is what made the like. That's why I like the Jared Allen thing because I think we're definitely trying to like transition out of Andre Drummond and Kevin Love. Finally, I'm sorry, but I don't like Kevin Love. I feel like we should have got rid of Kevin Love a long time ago.
That money, you making him stay around.
He's finessing. He is, dude. He's like not done anything, but he's just getting paid. So, yeah, it's time to get him out. Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like we've got some potential because honestly, we're doing all right with all these young studs, and if we keep that around and we play it smart, these dudes could actually be pretty decent in the next couple of years, and this actually could be a decent team. I could see it being like what the Pacers were like in the last couple of years, or the Timberwolves. Yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes.
Something I think that the Cavs should do. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Andre Drummond's contract ends. Yeah, it ends this year because I think he took the extra year last year, the extension or whatever, the 1+ that he, what's it called? Dang it, how did I forget the name of it? Just like that. He took his player option. There we go. He took his player option this past year, so his contract ends this year, and I don't think the Cavs want to re-sign him. So if I was the Cavs, I would try to trade him. I mean, he's don't got no more years left in his contract, so it'd be hard to find a trade. But whatever trade I can find, I just pull the trigger on that trade rather than letting him walk for nothing.
Yeah, I feel. But quick recap of some of the stuff that went on today in the NBA. Yeah, the New York Knicks beating the Orlando Magic 91-84.
I saw the end of it. I think RJ Barrett and was it Julius Randle? Both of them put up like some clutch shots at the end. Besides that, I ain't watched the whole game. I just saw that part.
D'Lo put up a solid 31 points, but it wasn't good enough as they lost by 11 points to the Atlanta Hawks, 108-97.
The Hawks. Let's talk about them real quick, because I just got something to say. Have you been seeing what Trae Young been doing lately? That he been getting like a bunch of flack for this year?
Nah. You keep bringing up all these things. I'm so out of the loop, dude. I'm telling you.
Nah, you good.
This is what happens when you get engaged. This is
True.
so everybody that's listening. I recently got engaged. I swear, man. I feel like I'm becoming my parents. It's like those. What are they? Geico? Is it Geico or is it all? It's one of those commercials. It's like progressive. It's some type of commercial. It's like we can't save you from being your parents, but that's how I feel. I feel like adulting is getting real, and I'm so out of the loop of media recently.
Nah, you good. Trae Young. All right. So James Harden, early in his career, not earlier, but probably like 3 years ago, he would get so much flack for drawing fouls because he was just so good at drawing fouls. Now it's Trae Young doing that. Trae Young, he'll come off a pick and roll, have the defender behind him, and then he'll like jump back while shooting, like a very unnatural way to shoot. Like I'm trying to show the camera, but we're not even gonna have the camera up. But yeah, it's like he'll just
intentionally like
jump backwards with his jump shot
type stuff, yeah.
As the defender's behind him. But he been doing that like all year, and people been getting upset with him, saying like that's not basketball.
Yeah, it just looked like he. Well, you probably maybe the screen will adjust, but it just looked like he's doing that and that.
Yeah. Because like I said, he comes off the pick and roll, had a defender behind him, and it's just boom. Rather than doing a basketball play, he's just looking for the foul.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he been getting a lot of people been upset with Trae Young. He my guy, but I don't really like him doing that either. But nah, that's all I want to say about the Hawks.
The San Antonio Spurs beat the Portland Trailblazers 125-104.
I saw a big block in that game from what's his name, Derrick Jones Jr. That man gets up.
Grizzlies beat the Suns 108-104.
Mm-hmm.
Ja
back.
Ja, you know what I mean?
I'm glad he back. I think he came back like a game ago or 2 games ago from whatever he did to. I think it was ankle. But he came back pretty fast for that.
The Raptors lost to the Raptors beat the Mavericks 116-93. The Heat beat the Pistons 113-107. Bulls, we'll slow down for a second. The Bulls beat the Rockets 125-120. Oladipo put up 32 points in his debut, but it wasn't enough. Zach LaVine put up 33. The Bucks and the Nets game just recently finished up. Nets won that 125-123. So it was close basically throughout the whole time, other than a little bit of a period of time during the third quarter. Brooklyn pulled away for a little bit there, but then Milwaukee started coming back.
The Nets team without Kyrie beat a fully healthy Bucks team. You know how dangerous that sounds?
You got a point.
That sounds...
Both James Harden and Giannis put up 34 points for the game.
Like, that sounds crazy just knowing that.
James Harden shot 3 for 10 from the 3, though.
Sheesh. James Harden just be checking that thing sometimes. Pause. That sounded a little sus.
You said what?
I said pause. That sounded a little sus.
Yeah. James Harden's getting a little chunky. Have you been seeing James Harden looking a little chunky? Looking like he's been eating a little Campbell's chunky soup.
The crazy thing is, all right, with the Rockets, he looked chunky. But then when he got to the Nets, I'm just like, did he lose like 20 pounds within like a week or 2 days or something? Because with the Nets, he looked a little more fit. Yeah, with the Nets, he looked a little more fit. I mean, he's still a little big, but he looked way more fit on the Nets than he did with the Rockets within like a span of a week.
And then we currently are at halftime with the final game of the night, which is the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. And we are currently seeing that the Golden State Warriors franchise is no more.
Sheesh.
It's 64 to 48.
I mean, they playing the Lakers.
I
I
get
would
that.
expect that.
I get that, but I'm just saying.
Curry been balling this year.
Oh no, I 100% agree, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like this is like officially like the dagger that like the Warriors are not like your top team no
I
more.
got faith in them. They bouncing back next year. Clay gonna come back healthy.
Clay just can't stay healthy though. That's the issue.
Dude got
Dude,
Steph.
I don't know if Clay's ever gonna come. Dude, I feel like that's literally I'm like, this dude just keeps like getting knocked out. I'm like, is this dude ever actually gonna be able to play in a game again?
I think he should be good. I forgot what did he tore his ACL.
ACL, yeah.
Yeah, and then last year I think he tore his meniscus.
But currently, Kelly Oubre is leading the Golden State Warriors in points. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. Don't get me wrong, I like Kelly Oubre, but Kelly Oubre is leading with 16 points.
He couldn't freaking shoot for the beginning of this year. I think he went like the first 3 games without making a single jumper.
Who, Oubre?
Yeah,
Yeah. He's shooting 6 for 10 right now. He's not doing too bad.
I think Steph won Player of the Week last week.
No, Steph's
They went
been a
through
baller.
him.
I think Steph might win MVP.
You think so?
I do.
MVP. Who do I have winning MVP? That's a great question. I have not thought about this until now. I don't have Giannis winning again simply because
No,
I feel like
I really do think it's gonna be Steph.
voters fatigue is going to not get Giannis it. Oh, actually, I know who I think's going to win. I don't know why I just forgot about it. I think Luka's going to win it this year.
I could see that too. I see either Luka or Steph.
I think with the when it comes to votes and all that, they be doing like stats plus the best narrative, if that makes sense.
Right.
And I feel like
Luka's got the best narrative and has the stats to also show for it.
yeah, because if he win it, he'll be the youngest MVP, beating out my boy D Rose. So I feel like he could possibly get it for that.
So, I guess with that, we'll go into our hot take of the week. So the hot take of the week actually is brought to you by Jalen. So I'll let you take that one over.
All right, so my hot take, is in the NBA, and it is about the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, we only in like the first week of the NBA, and we see that they are, I think, even at 500, if I'm not mistaken, or something around that. Anyways, though, my hot take is that the Hawks do not make the playoffs. They still suck, even after the whole basically new team they got over the offseason. I still think that Hawks team is just not built for it yet. And a lot of people, when those trades happen, with hold up, not trades, because Gallinari signed with them. Who else signed with them? Bogdan Bogdanovic, Clint Capella, Gallinari, Rondo, Chris Dunn. Did he come this year? He came last year. Anyways, though, the addition of those 4 people, everybody was like, "Oh, the Hawks is stacked. They got a good bench. They got that rookie, Okongwu, who's really good at defense. All that stuff." People were saying this Hawks team is young and good. A bunch of bench rotation, saying that they was going to at least be like a 6 or 5 seed in the East. But my prediction is they're going to be a 10 seed or lower in the East. And all that was, I'm not going to say for nothing, because I feel like in due time they could do something since they got a young team. But I think just right now, people jumping the gun on it, saying that like this Hawks team is going to be all this, when I don't think it's going to be like that just yet.
If they're not in the playoffs, who are you putting? I mean, I get like the big people of the Eastern Conference. So like your Celtics, your Bucks.
All right, these teams are not in no order, but obviously we got the Celtics, the Bucks, the 76ers, the Pacers, and the Nets. That's 5 teams right there. And then there's 4 more spots since we count in the play-in game. Those 4 spots, I would say the Magic, because somehow the Magic always find a way into the playoffs, even though they always like an 8 seed. So I would have the Magic over the Hawks. That's one spot taken. We got three more spots. Um, oh, the Heat. I'm looking at the standings right now because the Heat are real low. I think the Heat making the playoffs. They're not looking good now, but I think they can make the playoffs. So that's two spots taken, two spots left. Um, honestly, I feel like the Knicks are going to make the playoffs this year. That's probably a hot take right there, also. But yeah, the Knicks, I feel like they gonna make the playoffs this year. They're gonna surprise everybody. So that's three spots. Now we just got one last spot.
See, here's where I stand. I think you've got three solid, up-and-coming, young, talented teams that really could take one of those spots. The Hawks, the Cavaliers, or the Hornets.
Or the Bulls. I like how you just left out the Bulls like that. we in that conversation too.
All right, I'll put the Bulls there too. All four of those teams, I mean, I see there being potential as far as years to come.
So basically, I'm basically saying it's one spot left out of the Hornets, Bulls. Who do we all say? We said the Hornets, Bulls, Cavs, and the Hawks. One spot, and I don't think that one spot is going to the Hawks. I think it's going to either of those three teams. And then another thing that's could also happen that I honestly don't know. The Raptors. I mean, all those teams I named, I didn't name the Raptors at all because they looking trash right now. But we got a full season ahead of us. The Raptors probably could turn it around. And if we actually talk about a decent team on paper, it's just they're not looking good this year. But if they could turn it around, and they could possibly be that seed that takes it away from all four of those young teams. So I honestly don't think the Hawks is taking that spot from the teams that's left.
It's like I said, I'm kind of like in the middle, where I can see where other people are coming from, but I also see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just really going to come down to literally like how they decide to play. I feel like they've got the potential to make the playoffs. Now, will they? I don't know. But I feel like they've got the potential to make the playoffs, especially in the Eastern Conference. Now, if we were talking Western Conference, they wouldn't make it in the Western Conference, obviously. But I feel like a lot of the Eastern Conference, you've got those handful of like solid teams, but everybody else seems to like be doing a somewhat decent job of like actually building up young talent. So it's just really a matter of whose young talent it actually is going to go somewhere and whose young talent's going to flop. All right. And then there was the non-sports hot take, which I got. My hot take is that apple juice is the superior juice.
Oh, I gotta disagree with that from the jump.
Good.
I can name about 20 juices that's better than apple juices, and I don't even think it's 20 juices made.
Apple juice is by far the superior juice.
What in the world? Apple juice is terrible. I don't know how you like apple juice.
What's better than apple juice?
Any other juice, but other than me just saying that, I'm gonna actually list them. Orange juice is number one.
Oh my god,
hands
orange
down.
juice. Who wants orange juice?
Orange juice is number one, hands down. I don't. If you don't like orange juice,
here's the reason why orange juice is not in the question of being a superior juice, okay? Because I'm gonna say apple juice is the superior juice with a close second to grape juice, but orange juice is definitely not even in the running. Because this is why the great thing about apple juice is, one, it's just one juice. Like, you want apple juice, you go and you get apple juice. Freaking orange juice, it's like nobody can make up their mind what they want, whether it's pulp or not pulp or whatever it is. When it comes to apple juice, it's just like, I want apple juice, and you're just given the product. It's like with orange juice, it's like, oh, well, which one do I want?
But I could flip that and say orange juice is better because we got more options than just straight up normal apple juice.
You shouldn't need an option. That's like saying that, like, you need a bunch of options for, like, I don't know, like hot chocolate. Like, a juice is a juice. You shouldn't need to have a bajillion different things. And orange juice seems to be like one of the only things that like actually needs to require different options. Like, somebody that just wants like a juice, they shouldn't have to be like, oh, well. And that's another thing. It's like, if I go over to somebody's house and I'm like, hey, do you have apple juice? They can give me apple juice without me worrying that they don't have that kind of apple juice that I don't like. It's like, when it comes to orange juice, because I'll drink orange juice, I don't like pulp, but I'll go over to somebody's house and I'll be like, hey, can I have some orange juice? And they'll be like, yeah, we got this extra pulp shit. And I'm like, no, I don't want that crap. Like, I want some like Sunny D, you know?
I
But
mean, apple juice is nasty, bro.
no,
I'm drinking tomato juice before I drink apple
you
juice.
tripping, bro. Like straight up, like you go to these like continental breakfasts, like cruise ships, all this other stuff. They have like those little like juice like um dispensaries and stuff like that. It's what is it filled with? It's filled with apple juice.
It's filled with orange juice. What in the world?
Definitely filled with apple juice.
I'm looking. I literally just pulled this up as we were speaking. According to some website called AYTM, I don't know what that stands for. Anyways, though, they did a juice survey, and guess what came in first? 57% of the people they surveyed said OJ,
It's because you got all these old ass like old people that that's all they want is their orange juice and their prune juice.
and then 37% said apple juice. So that's a whopping
And
20% difference.
And nobody want orange juice.
And then what else?
I'm
I
telling
see?
you,
I
man,
see,
it's all the old like baby boomer old people that like orange juice, like my grandparents. You literally make me think of my grandparents.
I see cranberry juice. I'm drinking cranberry juice before apple juice too. Cranberry, I actually like cranberry juice.
Cranberry
Grape,
juice. It's like
grape
not even
juice.
the thing. I'm telling you, like I would make grape like a close second because
I used to love grape juice, but I don't like it like I used to. But I'm still drinking grape juice over apple juice.
I would drink grape juice over orange juice.
They got blueberry. I've never heard of blueberry juice. Have you
See,
heard
the
of
great
that?
thing, yeah, I have actually. It's actually pretty good. See, the great thing about that actually gives an argument because it's like I said, it's a close second for grape juice. Because with grape juice, it's like, what other juice do you literally leave in like a cellar for like 20 years and then it turns into an alcohol?
True.
And apple juice goes great with alcohol, dude. You put that with some like Jim Beam Fire or something like that, and you got like apple cider. It gives a nice cinnamon taste to it. It's great.
You ever try it? I mean, it's probably me because I just love orange juice. But orange juice with some vodka. I mean, that's good. That's really good. I mean, it doesn't sound normal, but
See, and it's not even that I don't like orange stuff because I like flavor like orange flavored things. Like when it comes to, I'm a cream soda type person. Like I like cream soda and I love orange cream soda and I like the like cream soda, or not even the cream soda, the creamsicles like the orange creamsicles. I like that, but like when it just comes to orange juice, I'm just like I don't know. Like who wants to drink some tart like crap
orange juice
with?
is I don't know what.
Oh man, I don't even know
And
how
then
you actually think that.
I see pineapple juice up here. That's better than apple juice too.
I like
Pineapple juice
pineapple
is
juice,
good.
but nah, dude. Like apple juice is just the most civil juice. Like literally, like it makes me think about when I used to go off to like school and my mom would like pack my lunch. Like she was putting like apple juice boxes in my lunch. You weren't putting fucking orange juice boxes in your lunch box. You're putting apple juice boxes in your. Sometimes grape juice, but what kind of kid goes to school and shows up with orange juice?
You know, my mom, she was putting apple juice in my lunchbox too. But you know where that apple juice was ending up at? In the trash can. I was wasting her money. I would go to school and throw that apple juice right away. Apple juice is nasty. Until I told her that I don't like apple juice, and she would replace it with orange juice because apple juice is
I
terrible.
can't believe that you like orange juice over apple juice. You could at least came up in here of anything else, but like orange juice is probably one of the least superior juices.
What in the world? Then we got Minute Maid. I mean, hold up, no, we got Sunny D.
I mean,
that's
I
not
like
orange
Sunny
juice.
D, but I don't really count that as a juice.
That's not orange juice.
That's like I can't believe it's not butter.
But
of
do apple
juices.
juice got like a partner like Minute Maid, or I keep saying Minute Maid, Sunny D? No.
What
Which
do you
shows how
mean?
apple juice is
No.
nasty.
Sunny D even a thing anymore? I feel like Sunny D like got like exposed for like its falsery to being orange juice.
Oh,
And I
lemon
know-
juice. Lemon juice is better than apple juice.
Oh God, you're just drinking lemon juice? What in the world, dude?
I mean,
Now
I used to when I
know
was
you.
younger.
Now I know you on some weird stuff, man. You
I used to when I was younger.
That's-
I like sour stuff.
smoking too many of them doobies.
Oh, do they make grapefruit juice? That's probably good because I like grapefruits.
Dude, there's like juices of everything, I swear.
Strawberry juice. That's probably good too.
I don't know, dude. You just tripping, dude. There's like some solid apple juices, like Mott's, Juicy Juice.
Juicy juice. I haven't heard that forever. Oh, pomegranate juice. That's good too. That's better than apple
Can't believe
juice.
you like pomegranate juice. All right, sidebar. Capri Suns.
What about them? Capri Suns are good, dude.
I think Capri Suns are the best juice.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought you was about to say something crazy like they're nasty. I was about to say your childhood sucks.
Nah. We'll fill that. We'll fill in the gap and meet in the middle and say that Capri Suns are the superior juice.
They
Are
are.
Capri Suns qualified as juice?
I mean, they qualified as
believe they
juices
would.
today.
I believe that they would be.
Yeah, because I mean, they made like fruity flavored Capri Suns. If I'm not mistaken, juice is fruity. That's all it takes to be qualified as a juice. So Capri Suns are your juices. I was really over here trying to look up like the definition of a juice. That's why I was stalling like that. But I cannot find like the actual definition
One
of juice.
podcast in, and we're breaking down the depths of juices.
Oh, all right. Capri Suns may not be a juice, according to what Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah.
A juice is the liquid obtained from or present in fruit or vegetables, and it's not such thing as like a Capri Sun berry. So Capri Suns ain't juice.
So they're just like
Flavored drink.
flavored water.
Yeah. Oh, Capri Suns versus Hot C.
Capri Sun.
I'm going Hot C. I used to love Hot C.
Did you ever drink the what was it? The Hawaiian Punch?
Hot C.
Is that what that was?
I don't know. Hawaiian Punch, Capri Sun, or Hot. Let me type it in because I don't. Oh no. Hawaiian Punch is just Hawaiian Punch. I just sound like that. That's yeah. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, just straight Hawaiian Punch. Yeah, I love Hawaiian Punch. If I had to choose between the three, I'm going Hawaiian Punch. Dang, Hawaiian Punch came out in 1955. Sheesh, they was drinking that back during segregation. What in the world?
But I guess we'll agree to disagree that apple juice is the superior juice. I said I get.
Oh, you said agree.
Yeah.
Disagree. Hold up. Oh, all right. I was
It's
confused
okay,
for a
some of us are
second.
slow.
I was confused. But yeah, I guess we gotta both just agree that orange is the best. But yeah, we should just wrap it up right there.
All right. Until next time. That's the podcast. All right.
The next one, guys.
Why was that so delayed?
I don't know, but yeah, all right, wrap it up right here.
All right.
It's
This has been real.